Hi there, it's Naomi here from Wellower Therapeutic Coaching, bringing you another video to share some of the key concepts behind my coaching program for finding freedom from obsessive relationships with food and often the obesity that brings when we are actively involved in overeating. And one of the very, very key points, the foundational points of recovery, I would say the first thing that I approach with my clients and that I learn to approach with myself and bring awareness around is this issue of the inner critic. Now, I know I've touched on this in previous videos, but I really feel like today's the day for really finding a way to express how fundamental this part of recovery is. Because when we are engaged in telling ourselves that we are greedy, fat, weak, and totally out of control with food in a shaming, damning way, we are essentially inflaming the addictive cycle. Now, having worked with a lot of these critical, managerial and judgmental parts of me and clients, I know that these parts are incredibly engaged and invested in our positive change, and they are going about it in 100% the wrong way. They think that they have the power to stop us from overeating, when in actuality, the amount of shame that's generated through their harsh, critical messages actually increases the impulse and urgency of the addictive part of us that want to hide, distract, numb, and run away from that reservoir of shame that's been created through those harsh words. So, firstly, I would say a hell of a lot of awareness needs to be brought into the way we are speaking to ourselves, the way these parts of us are addressing us. And that's when we look at ourselves in the mirror, when we look at our bodies, when we're bathing. How do we view ourselves in the mirror? How do we speak to ourselves? It's a really, really fruitful question to start asking. And also when we've overindulged, or even when we haven't, when those parts judge that we have, or we've eaten something that it wasn't our intention to eat, how do these parts speak to us? How are they framing their criticisms? What's the tone with which they're telling us their opinions? It's so vital to start to wrap our awareness around these very, very key reasons why we're actually overeating, and to find ways where these parts can understand that if they can withhold their judgment, if they can actually relax those judgments and those criticisms, there is so much less reason for us to overeat in the first place, for those food addictive or food impulsive parts of us, or the indulging parts, to actually reach for food, because there's so much less shame knocking around in our systems. And so total, unspeakable, fierce kindness is the remedy and the cure for the overeating and for everything that's underneath, all the shame, all the pain that's underneath the overeating cycle. Absolute and total kindness, which the inner critic doesn't always know. So finding a way that it can understand that through the practice of awareness and kindness, it can actually lay back a little bit. It can take its talons out of us and sit back and be in the passenger seat, and let us be in the driver's seat, and us be the kind adult that we need in our own lives, and say, yes, okay, I may not be, a supermodel figure, or I may have overeaten just now, or I may have eaten something I didn't plan to eat, and unspeakable kindness is what I'm going to deliver myself now, is what I'm going to gift myself now, because that is the way out. So I hope you've enjoyed this content, and it may have sparked some curiosities or interest in you. If it has, then please feel free to post underneath this video and subscribe to my channel for more of the same sorts of insights into overeating particularly. And yeah, I wish you a really insightful and creative journey with helping your own inner critic to relax. Thanks.